who are lining up on the grid right now, right in front of me, and are ready to bring the noise straight up, is the BRSCC Mazda Mx5 Supercup, the first of 15 races out here today for the BRSCC Mazda Mx5 Supercup, and they're ready to kick it off in the grand tradition. The lights are on, the lights are heading up. The last few rows of the grid is just in position. It's a capacity grid for the Mazda Mx5 Supercup. The board is up. 5-second board. Are you ready to get racing underway at Snetterton? It's a big blustery, it's a bit wet. It will not slow any of these competitors out here today. We're underway. It's a lovely jump from the number 90 goal on the pole. But they're going to go 3 wide behind him as they head up towards Richards for the first time. 3 into 1 really does not go. I've never even driven this circuit and I can confirm that. So you guys had better get yourself sorted before they head down towards Richards for the first time. I think they're going to do it just about. And then they'll head just out of my view, but just over the fields and above the garage areas and above the paddock area, round to Montreal at Snetterton on the 200 layout, which is about as close as it gets to the original Snetterton layout, the classic layout. They'll wind through Montreal past the Scary Tree, the now notorious Scary Tree, and they'll wind down the Bentley Straight for the first time. This is the famous Bentley Straight that always provides such spectacular long shot views from down the Bentley Straight. They'll head down under the bridge through Brundle and Nelson, which is where so many incidents have occurred over the years. It's where football came to town in British touring cars in the Snetterton night race in 1999. But for now, it's the BRSCC Mazda Mx5 Supercup kicking things off in the grand style. And it's the current point leader, Henderson, in the number 90, who's leading the way early doors. It's a good start from Alan Henderson. He is the current points leader on 301 points. Jonathan Clements is his main rival in second. And right now, Clements is third on the track as they launched from the start. It was a lovely jump off the start from Henderson. Really good boost, and he let everyone behind him just sort themselves out. They should be coming up towards Coram for the first time. This is the long, hard right-hander, fast through it, and it'll flow down into the tight braking area of Murray's, which is where you're going to catch everyone out. I'll tell you what, Aaron Henderson wants none of those people behind him messing with his point lead, thank you very much, because he's trying to give this field a goodbye look very early on. They're coming around to complete lap 1 right now. Out of Murray's for the first time, and it's Alan Henderson, who is gapping this field rather nicely. The windscreen wipers are on just a little bit as they come across the line for the first time. It's the number 11 of Liam Murphy, who's run through second. They're all pretty much single file. You can hear the distinctive sound of the MX-5. This is the current Mark III version, so the modern version. It sets it apart from the Mazda Mx5 Cup, which is very similar. This is the MX-5 Supercup, which of course won Abby Eaton made her name in last year. So he's technically the reigning champion, but he's currently doing great things off in GT Cup, on a career potentially heading towards V8 Supercar. So I'm pretty sure she'll be pretty excited by the news of the potential Brit Car V8 Supercar series coming next year. But we're here in the here and now, and we have a fleet of a good 20 plus strong field aiming to emulate her achievements from last year. Alan Henderson is the man trying to replicate that now. I'll tell you what, he's laying the beat down on this field early. His first flying lap was a good 2 seconds, 1.8 seconds up on second place. It's very tight stuff. And Liam Murphy holding station in second, and in fact that was a nightmare start for the second in points. Jonathan Clements, he's fallen to 6th in the early going behind number 55 of George Line, the Leicester man. So he's going to have some work to do. He can see his championship rival legging it up front. He can see the train leaving the station, and he's got to run down the platform and try and catch it if he's going to have any chance of closing the point lead to Alan Henderson today. They're going to be racing out here for 20 minutes. We're about 3 minutes in already as they come around to complete lap 2. They're lapping at around 1.5 minutes to about minute 40. Alan Henderson right now is comfortably in the 1 minute 36s. This will be their first flying lap. Henderson along the line, tucked right on the pit wall. That's exactly where you want to be to get the best speed. That's a 1:29.5, the first standing lap. Look at this behind them. This is like Talladega on steroids behind them. They're 3x3. This is ridiculous. You better sort this out before Richards, otherwise we'll have cars in the trees over in Suffolk if they keep up like that. That was crazy. I couldn't even tell where that was in the field. I think that was around the 10th spot. I think I saw John Munro in there scrapping away for a bit of a bob. They're going to have to get it sorted by Montreal at least. In fact, the screaming trees can be a tree holding a car. They keep going that way. Magnificent start early doors in the MX5 Supercup. I've always maintained the Mazda MX5 is one of those great, very affordable race cars. And it's a car that you can go racing on a very cheap budget. It's a very, good handling car. It's a classic front engine, rear drive. Not the biggest engine, but that means more affordable. Means that even someone of my age, early 20s or so, can get one as a car, and it's not outrageously expensive to do. I mean, you can do this championship fairly easily. They're fairly production based, and it means they're a great start into sports car and GT racing. And Alan Henderson is the man hoping to try and propel his career into GT racing or wherever it takes him after this. And he's holding station right now ahead of Murphy in second place. Those two just trying to break away in the field. Murphy trying to go with Henderson. He was only 0.2 of a second slower that last lap, so he's having to try and hang with him. If if you can hang with him for about the next 15 minutes or so, he'll be in with a shout of the win for this one. And we've got a yellow flag on the track. We've got the safety car deployed, and the safety car just out as they come across the start-finish line. Oh, that was close. That was close. They saw the leaders coming through. And there's obviously been an incident around the back of the circuit. I'd wager around at Brundle and Nelson. That's where a lot of trouble happens. Let's see if we've got any limpers coming home near the back of the field, shall we? And we've got a car, by the looks of it, with its bonnet up. Now, that's not an aerodynamic package I've ever seen before. And I don't think that's one that the driver would prefer. Because at the moment, he's effectively blind. So something has happened over on the back section of the circuit. And there's one car bearing the very noticeable scars of that. Well, the 23 of John Munro's come through, and he's got marks on the side of his car. So I'd wager there's been some sort of shunt over the back. We will play the timing screen roulette to see which cars have not come through. And oh my goodness, that's a car that I can't even tell what car that is from the front, because it is in such a mess. The bonnet is up, the front bumper is shredded, it's non-existent basically, the lights have come out. That is, well, that's done for the day, I'd say. That's a real shame. And it's the number 15. It's the number 15 of Andrew Ken. Those guys back. We've got some guys dropping. We've got Coombs, Irving, Ken, Newman, McDonald and Munro, and Aspinall. Aspinall in the number 20. They are the guys who have dropped down, and a few of those have not come back. Well, there's the front bumper sort of back on the 15 car. I don't know how they're going to try and take this thing up and get it back going. Maybe they might with the amount of attrition. And I'm not normally a betting man, but I'm going to take a speculation. I'm going to take a cheeky punt. But that 5-way scrap that we saw as they parked at the start of the shine, I have a feeling that may have turned sour somewhere around the lap, or it might have been slightly further behind. Maybe it was a chain reaction. You never know. Sometimes the big incidents don't happen, but it's like a butterfly effect. They happen about 5 or 10 cars behind. It's a kind of chain reaction thing, as Diana Ross sang about in the 1980s. So the number 15 car desperately trying to patch it up. Ken trying to patch his machine up. That thing is, I'd wager, not going anywhere. Not going anywhere anytime soon. And they do have a second race later on of 20 minutes as well. So I would assume that the goal right now for Andrew Caird from Laleham in the Seriously MX5 car is to patch that thing up for later, because right now it ain't going anywhere. That is a seriously second-hand car. Safety car still on the track. It'll come around, take him around another lap. Let's just have a look around the circuit. As I say, we've got a very good view here on the Crow's Nest. Excuse me, Snetterton. It's a slightly blustery and drizzly summer's day in Britain, but you wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, I got sunburnt yesterday, so I was never going to get sunburnt 2 days in a row, was I? I was in the British summer. That'd be ridiculous. There'll be snow on the moon before that happens. As the field winds its way through, these engines have a very distinctive engine note to them. They are like nothing you'll see around here. They are turbocharged 2-litre engines, I believe, and they are literally, they make a sort of very strange noise that is in contrast to everything else that's running out there today. It sets them apart, certainly. The field winds through, so let's reset, shall we? We're going to be probably around halfway in this race by the time we get back going. We're about 12 minutes and change on the clocks. First race out here today, the BRSCC Mazda Mx5 Supercup. We hadn't had to wait long for some action, have we? Alan Henderson, the championship leader, leads the way early doors from the number 11 car of Liam Murphy, holding a steady second place. Goddard is third, the number 46 of Simon Goddard, in fact. Simon is steady third place. 9 is up to fourth at number 55. Followed by, in fifth place, the number 88 of Jonathan JJ Clements. Now, there's the man second in the points coming in today. JJ Clements has got to get his wheels on. This will be a blessing in disguise for him, because early doors, Henderson was trying to give this field a goodbye look, and only Murphy was able to really keep with him. So this will be a godsend for Jonathan Clements, who will try and hang with him. Liam Murphy, remember, fourth in the points, so this will be a very good opportunity for him. Goddard also up there as well, third in the points. So really, JJ Clements could be the man to badly lose out here. He's currently fifth, which is not too bad overall, but still, you want every point you can, especially when you're pursuing the championship leader. The championship points battle, as it stands, is on a razor's edge. The top four separated by, if my maths is correct, 16 points, which is basically nothing at all. There's really nothing in it, so it's going to be incredibly close, and any points will count. Now, that's a sight I like to see. The lights are out atop the safety car, and he is exiting stage right. The field are nicely bunched up, and Henderson's gone. They've gone through Coram. They'll now slam on the brakes into Murray's, and we'll cut them loose again. Let's see if we can take two this time at the BRSCC Mazda Mx5 Supercup. Their first of their two races today. We're back racing on Downforce Radio, Race Day Live, presented by Stopwatch Hospitality. And this time, Murphy is definitely trying to go with Henderson. They both stick along the pit wall for the biggest draft possible. They're all line astern behind. The number 195 is going to look on the inside of number 5 car. That's Harding looking on the inside of Way for 7th place. They're going to dispute that all the way into Riches, but I think Harding's got the position. He will. He's actually in the Rusty's livery car. It's a bit of a spoof of Lightning McQueen, which is rather nice to see, rather distinctive to see on a Mazda Mx5, I have to say, rather than some sort of American NASCAR stock car racer. But they'll park at Murray's now and back out onto the Bentley Straight. I can just see the tops of the roofs as they go down the Bentley Straight here. That's Snetterton up in the Crow's Nest. It's beautiful. Moving down. Henderson's just got enough in the tank. If this was Formula 1 now, he'd just be keeping Murphy out of DRS range. That's effectively what he's doing here. And I mean, there is no DRS out here in any of these series today, thankfully in my opinion. But Snetterton, it being such a speed-based track, this is one of the great British tracks based around an old airfield. As the number 15 car of Cairn backs it into the garage, they've got a lot of work to do for the second race later. This is one of the classic British tracks based around an airfield post-World War II. So it is incredibly fast, incredibly flat, and we are on the Snetterton 200 layout, which does not use the new infield section that's been built recently. And I like how they did the infield section, because it means that this classic layout can still be used if they want to. It's intact. It's not like the Silverstone redesign where bits of the old track are sadly lost to the depth of time. No matter how good the new layout is, it won't have that history. So proving my point nicely is they come down the front straight again. Murphy's still tucked in the draft of Henderson. You've also got 3rd place Simon Goddard and the number 55 of George Lyne tucked in 4th place. They're all line astern as they come down the front straight. 77 and the 23 of John Munro having a nice drafting battle. Munro trying to draft up behind the number 77 of Crook. By hook or by crook, he's going to try and keep John Munro behind him. And there's been a few casualties in this race so far. Number 85 comes through. He's the last runner on the road. That'll be the number 85, Donald. So we've had 4 casualties. Obviously a big shunt wherever it was around the track. We saw Cairn came off the worst from that. The number 89 of Irving, the number 8 of Coombs, and the number 68 of Newman are also the casualties there. So we've had 4 DNFs so far. It's a real shame, but 8 minutes and change to go in this one. He's got to have something. Murphy has got to have something for Henderson if he wants to close. Remember, Murphy the man, 3rd in the points, 4th in the points, sorry. Simon Goddard the man, 3rd in the points, running 3rd on the road. These two have got to have something for the point leader. They've got to have something. The points, being as close as they are, any points they give away here will be absolutely pivotal come the end of the season. And Murphy is very noticeable now that Murphy is really sticking with Alan Henderson a lot closer now. And you'll have very accurate weather reports today, ladies and gentlemen, because the meteorologist will be me. And the weather prediction will be me and what I feel on my face. And I can feel right now some drizzle, some rain kind of blowing in to my right. It's a hefty wind. Is that a black and white flag going out for someone? I see. And the ball's there. Remember, there's no change to the current running order. Black and white flag for car number 77. That's the number 77 of Jeremy Crook, who was in that battle with John Munro. There he goes past us. Munro's got past him. And Crook has obviously run wide somewhere and used most of the track that he kind of couldn't. So that's why he's getting a warning there. Sometimes they can be quite unfair. Sometimes you can genuinely run wide and actually not get an advantage at all. They'll go, well, you still crossed the track limits, so we're still going to give you a warning. And it's like, well, I know I crossed the track limits because I fell off the track. There's no need to warn me about that. It's hardly like I've got an advantage. So sometimes they can be pretty harsh. But I was just talking about the layout here at Snetterton. This is the classic. This is the Snetterton 200 layout, which is the, as I said, closest you'll get to the real classic Snetterton layout. And it's basically the same, to be honest. We've got 300, which incorporates the new infield layout, which I can see over to just kind of behind me where I'm looking. And at the moment, it's got some young driver experiences going around on it. Well, that's got to be a nice day, isn't it? If you're a young driver having experience over there, you're driving around on the infield circuit, whilst on the outfield, there's racers coming to play. So don't get too distracted driving with that little Mini I can see over there. But you've got plenty of good racing to watch. And interestingly, we've got a battle for 3rd on here. Number 55 of Lyne is moving up. George Lyne is trying to make a move here for 3rd on Simon Goddard, the man 3rd in the points, running 3rd on the road. He will be aiming to protect that. All of this is helping Alan Henderson. He's moved out. That should be about 1.5 seconds now. But he's got over the number 11 of Liam Murphy in 2nd. He's got the draft now, has George Lyne, and he's going to make the move. They're bobbing right and left as they run up towards Riches. He thinks better of it this time. Someone who is definitely going for it is the number 20 of Aspinall. He's moving to the left of the number 5 of Robert Way as they move up towards Riches. He thinks better of that. You've got to have, as James Hunt said, you've got to have big balls to try and go around the outside of Riches. And certainly in the drizzly conditions and the drizzly wet conditions that we have out here, he thought better of it. And also, interestingly, he had a lot of flapping bodywork on the back of that car. The left rear of his bumper appears to be coming loose there, so we'll watch that as they go through. The marshals don't appear to be too perturbed about it. The Orange Army are always hot on the case of anyone who might be spilling fluids or debris on the track, so we don't want any debris cautions. This isn't NASCAR. We don't want debris cautions out here today. We've already had one caution, and the debris was 4 Mazda Mx5 Supercup cars. So they will keep a close eye on that, and they'll deploy what we affectionately know as the people flag, which is the black with an orange circle flag, which is for basically saying, get in the pits now before your car becomes a hazard, because we can see it, maybe you can't, or maybe you're just going, no, I'm going to keep going, I don't care. Meanwhile, the leaders are coming back through Coram, which will be an even tougher colder than normal in this kind of drizzly conditions. It's hard to tell what the conditions on the track are. It's very sort of light drizzle. It's just enough to ruin my program that I've got on my notes down there, but it's not enough really to race surface right now. It looks to me just fine. Certainly the leader, certainly Henderson is not perturbed. Here comes the battle for third again. George Line going to look to the outside as they run down towards Riches. This will be a braking battle, or at the very least, are we looking to try and cut back to the inside of Goddard as they go through Riches, and it'll be on the inside of Montreal. They're going to be 3 wide behind them, and there's 2 cars with bumpers flapping in unison. One of them's the number 20 of Aspinall, and they're going through. There's going to be nearly another 3 wide. They're 3 by 3. This is like Noah's Ark on open day as they head into Riches. They're really going at it here. Getting into the final quarter of this race, 4 minutes and change to go, and you can tell for some of them the urgency is beginning to pick up. They are not happy with where they are right now in the midfield. They want to advance and they want to gain it however they can. That's why Alan Henderson has a sensible strategy of sodding off and staying as far away from them loonies behind him as possible, which is a very, very sensible strategy, I'd say. Those guys scrapping behind. Well, John Munro was in there for a play as well. He's certainly shown a lot of pace. Obviously, that incident earlier did not help his charge. You've also got the 195 of Harding in there for a bit of a scrap as well. That's Jack Harding from Wakefield. I believe he's the one in the Lightning McQueen liveried car, which looks very distinctive. Where's our battle for third? The battle for third has seeded for now. 2 dark-coloured cars move through Coram. Which order are they in placing bets now? And which order are those behind them in? Because I have absolutely not the foggiest idea. This is the battle, I think, from about 5th through about 12th. There's your leader coming through. There's second Murphy. The wipers on. Third place for Line now. He has taken third now from Goddard. Goddard fallen to 4th. There's 5th place for the number 88 Clement. And then look at this lot. You've got 6th is Aspinall, 7th is the number 93 of Tamplin. Harding is right up on his rear bumper, tucked right in there. He's going to look to the inside, get the nose of Riches. He won't get it quite this time. Now he just backs in, but the guy behind him watching this very closely is Mr. John Munro, and he is the man who's looking to profit from this. The rain is getting harder out here. I'm luckily sheltered just a little bit with the commentary box building over Race Control Tower, so I'm slightly sheltered, but the rain is definitely getting harder out there. There's more track limits warnings going out there. So a quick look on the race control screen. That's for car number 223 of Tamsin. He's running down in 13th place. He's desperate to join in the battle up here because he's incurred the wrath of the stewards. Very briefly there. 2 minutes and change to go. We will basically have about, let's see here, about a lap or 2 to go in this one. The rain is really starting to come down here. This is getting severe now. And oh goodness me, well, I'll just look behind me, and one of the recovery vehicles just brought the number 68 car back to the paddock area. That's the 68 of Newnham, and his car is looking very, very, looks like there was a fairly major show, because there's a lot of cars carrying bodywork damage out there, and a lot of cars not even in the running anymore. So whatever happened over there was a fairly big shunt, fairly sizable one. For now, none of that is concerning Alan Henderson. He is out in the front, and he is seeing this one home, because he knows the weather is only getting worse, and the guys behind him are only getting more and more desperate. So he's out in a comfortable lead. He'll probably have, let's have a look at the timing screens, he'll probably have about, they may call the checkered flag on the next lap, or they may let him do another one. It depends on the pace. And meanwhile, hold up a second, hold the phones. The 55 of George Line hasn't come through. So that battle for third was in vain after all. Gollard's back through, and now in 4th. There's Aspinall, will be up to 5th. 6th place for the 195 of Harding. They're 3 wide behind them. The 93, 76 and 71, all disputing 8th place. That's Tamplin, Wicken and Gorrier, who are all going to be going at it like a bunch of unruly school kids down into Riches. Certainly, the weather is only getting worse, but it's not stopping these guys at all. Whenever I stick my head out here to try and look down towards Riches, I'm caught by a gust of wind and a load of rain. So I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, with 100% accuracy, that it is raining out there. There's the number 77 car going past the pit lane. He looks to be going a bit slowly. That's the 77 of Crook. And there's a car in the lane. Who is that car in the pit lane? I think that's the number 5. That's the number 5 of Robert Way. And George Lyne's car still hasn't come through. I think he did at the tail end of the field. What on earth happened to George Lyne? He was running in third place, and then it all went south. What a shame. This has been a running theme of this weekend. Guys coming through for a good performance and then being let down late, either with an incident or a mechanical problem. Always the way out here. Fate is a cruel mistress in motorsport. You're finding that out firsthand here on Downforce Radio on Race Day Live, here with Adam Johnson here at Snetterton, up in the crow's nest, unprotected from the elements, but at least it means that I give you 100% accurate weather reports. So I will probably be the most accurate weather reporter in the country right now. So Alan Henderson coming across the line. The checkered flag is out for him, and Alan Henderson takes a lovely first victory in the Mazda Mx5 Supercup out here today for the BRSCC. He led it like to flag, and he led that one like a boss. Very well done. And second place will go to Simon Goddard. There was a late shuffle there. Liam Murphy down to third. Fourth place in the end for the number 88 of Jonathan J.J. Clements, the second place man in the points. Won't be too bad after all then. And after all that happened behind him, James Aspinall will come through to take fifth place. John Munro, lovely comeback effort for sixth place. They'll drag it all the way out to seventh between the 93 at Tamblin and then Wicken, and then they're side by side behind them. It's anyone's guess who finished 8th through 10th. I haven't the foggiest idea. I'll have to consult the time screen in just a second. What a great first race out here today for the BRSCC Mazda Mx5 Supercup. Bravo, ladies and gentlemen. That was great stuff. The weather is only getting worse here. The rain's only coming down harder. Was not stopping them out there. In fact, the incident happened when the track was probably about the driest it's been.